Trick, please.
I know y'all probably heard this story, but it's gonna always center me in regards to this podcast, man. That we started arguing on Facebook, turned into real conversations, that turned into a podcast on Facebook. But don't pretend like we didn't create a culture over here, whether it was rooted in Africa or not, whether it's
Trick, please. Trick, please.
Why you trying to do everything that I do? Monkey.
I'll show you how to flip it in the cheese. Trick, freeze.
Trick, please.
Might be the dumbest man in America. I've never seen anything like this.
Correct.
Who implicates himself? Who implicates himself in a book? What's a
the same thing? She can actually talk about different things.
The fact that he said he was better than Q, and like.
Decide on whether or not you're gonna have kids. You probably just
probably don't like it.
Make her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and so when I could not have a relationship with my biological father, God brought other men in my life to follow. And
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world.
Remember me? Take a picture. Let's do like, come on, man.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds, when in fact they don't.
Yeah. Mic check, 1, 2. Mic check. It's the one that they call 3RD. I'm looking at the TV screen, guess that be me. Coming through, see me live, clear, HD. I don't know why these stupid folks hate me, but let me make it real simple. You hate me, but watch me. Please, let me make the photocopy so you can have it and live in color. But right now, I don't really trust the weather, but the ones that I got right beside me. Oh my gosh, yes, I gotta move wisely. Please don't try me, I despise these. They try to step on my toes, give you a black rose, I suppose. Maybe I can go, give a hater attention, but no mention. I'm in a separate dimension. Like I said right now, you might just finish later. Hi hater, who's greater than the DY3 crew? We can't stand you either. You looking like a dirty sneaker. Better get we shoot you like Turner and we beat you. To the next punch, no, we just on it. Yeah, you about to see third degree, we'll just speak on it. Go ahead and talk about a new topic. Give me your microphone, guaranteed to rock it, guaranteed to drop it. Talk about my 3 cents. You can see right now, yes, the flow's decent. In recent news, we seeing bad dudes on the stand snitching. Man, they must change the rules, and they supposed to be gangsters. What happened? Now they want to talk about they trapping and crapping, what they doing in crimes. I can't imagine. Right now, man, you see what I'm having? Another panic attack, but I'm still standing. Right now, this is the 3rd degree, how I planned it. I don't know what's going on, but I'm about to go ahead and drop bombs. Serenade, go ahead and bring it on. Like I said, right now, we just standing from start to finish. We got West standing on business. Shout out to Method X and Jess. And you already see that my wife is the biggest flex. But some of y'all ain't even married yet. Let that sit there and digest into your thought, into your mind frame. Before you try to play those mind games. I'm not the one you want to play with. Play with something safe and find a new language, you dumb bitch. But I know you can't stand it. I'm about to show you right now how I planned it. I'm just freestyling. Wildin' out, you can go ahead and find out. F around and find out. You can see how I get my dough. Oh my gosh, you didn't know. Yes, I get pesos from here to day go. Maybe even Malaysia. You can't even catch a case in your own crib living with your moms. You better go and reach your palm. You better go and reach your palm. We about to bring it on. Fake ass Miss Cleo, who is the trio that be coming through? We can see you in Rio. Oh no, that's just the flow I'm freestyling. But yes, I'm still just wildin'. But you know I'm just smiling, high profiling. You can see that I'm climbing up to the top, and the flow will never stop. We got 3 cent. Guess we about to drop. You already know the flow's over. Let's please start the show. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good with you, man?
No, man. I'm chilling, man. What's going on with you? How you feeling?
Man, you know me, man. I'm good in the hood.
I'm over here cracking up. Man. Yeah, I noticed. I
don't be thinking.
Yeah, I'm go. Cracking up on the inside, man. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, baby. Right to another Friday to be great, man. Friday night greatness, man. You know how we do. It Friday is night greatness.
Yeah, man. And it's hot as hell in Cali. So I'm just waiting for the summer to be over. You know, I can't stand the heat. We got maybe 4 more weeks of summer officially.
Man, it's been hot out here too, man. It's been ridiculous. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, man.
Right. The weather's been so bipolar, bro. We go in yesterday. I come into the house, it's all sunny and muggy and 103 degrees, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Go to sleep. Next thing you know, I wake up in the morning, step out, I'm seeing rain puddles and smelling moisture. I'm like, what the hell happened overnight?
Man. Hey, it's raining right now out here. And it was in the 90s all day. I don't know, man. Yeah, all day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what these folks got going on there. It's an experiment. You let me tell it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my peoples in Michigan, man, still without no power.
Hey, real talk. Michigan, I'm hearing Gary, so send them prayers and love, man.
We'll be putting Gary, Indiana. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Michigan, but yeah, Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, we're gonna be as soon as we get some aid reliefs and some ways that people can donate and help, we'll make sure we're putting them up. I'll be posting them up on my page. Anything, I know we either got family member or got friends in Gary, you know what I'm saying? And so it's unimaginable. So whatever we can do to try to help out, let's do it.
Facts. Because it's ridiculous.
But all right, so let's go ahead and let's start this show. Let's get into some ratchetness. We'll be right back.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy 3rd Degree. We're back with more ratchet news. Well, some of it's ratchet, some of it's not, but we still got to speak on it. So let's go.
Yo, let's just kick it off and get straight to it. Papoose gets Clarissa Shill's name tattooed on him. The Brooklyn rapper makes his love permanent. Is that what we doing now? I guess he's still married, so he got to show some type of loyalty. I don't know, but moving on. Slim Thug wants child support ban. Tired of women having babies for checks. We gonna make this a topic. Moving on. Caitlyn Jenner speaks on the WNBA transgender debate. XX, you're in. XY, you're out. It's that simple. End quote. Speak, Bruce, Caitlyn Jenner, whatever you want to call yourself. Moving on. Before we move on, though, talk about an identity crisis, right? Moving on. The Game revealed Diddy tried to have Drake unalived in Los Angeles. Wouldn't be the first rapper, aka Pac. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more, and we're going to bring back the circle back to the Game because he just did something I don't know about. But we're going to talk about it. Moving on. In the verses, in the imaginary, notice the mock-up, but in the imaginary, Beyonce versus Janet. Who do you got? Moving on. Former LSU cheerleader alleges Jaden Daniels' mom ruined their relationship. You think? You saw what she did to Juju. San Bernardino women don't play, I guess. But moving on. Supreme Court rejects final Trump appeal of $5 million. E. Jean Carroll verdict. So that means that Trump is still liable for sexually abusing this woman. So you know what that makes him. But moving on. Ronald Isley and late brother Rudolph's estate reportedly settled years-long battle over the Isley brothers' name. I think that should have been settled, you know what I mean? But shout out to them for working it out. All right, moving on. A judge has officially ruled that prosecutors can use all evidence recovered from Lil Durk's seized phone at the trial, and I think that he is federally funked. But anyway, that's just my opinion, but moving on. Have y'all been keeping up with this Tupac or this Keefy D trial, you know, saying for the unaliving of Pac? It has been kind of like a circus of sorts, but, you know, at the same time, I don't know. It's on one hand, you know, Keefy is telling on himself, but then at the other hand, you know, prosecutors got to prove it. But what are your thoughts? Moving on. I mean, hold up, before we do, Diddy's being brought in it. Mob James up there kind of dry snitching a little bit, having outbursts, but still dry snitching. Then there was gunfire outside, you know, while Tupac's family was having. This is crazy, but we shall keep you posted. We'll talk about this more next week. Moving on. Studies show Gen Z women are making more posting their feed pics than at their 9 to 5. I keep trying to tell Jess. But hey, moving on. Pregnant woman decides to hold a "Who's My Baby Daddy" reveal party rather than a gender reveal. That's scandalous, ratchet-ish, right? Moving on. 7 SoCal massage parlors busted for illegal sexual activity. Well, they just trying to get a little happy. And then what's wrong with that? All right, moving on. Laverne Cox and T.S. Madison say trans women are not men. Do y'all agree? Moving on. Missing drunk man spent hours helping a search party look for himself. Crazy. Moving on. Notorious B.I.G. son C.J. Wallace sues to overturn grandmother's estate changes made shortly before her passing, as he should. Question everything, man. Moving on. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle moving family back to the UK. I wonder why. But moving on. Derek Chauvin asks state to reconsider George Floyd murder or unaliving conviction. No, rot in jail, punk. Moving on. Lori Harvey agrees sometimes you have to leave a good boyfriend to find your husband. The funk? Moving on. Allegedly. Man who fostered 90 children in SoCal faces sexual abuse charges. Rot, punk. Moving on. Keith Lee switches Midwest food tour kickoff from Chicago to Gary to help residents after devastating storm. Salute to that brother and prayers out to Gary, Indiana. All right, moving on. Spike Lee is hosting his BK Loves MJ Black Party Saturday, August 29th. Shout out to Spike Lee for that. Moving on. Well, speaking of Mike, Jafar Jackson confirms Michael 2 will use MJ's private journals to tell the story of his final years. Man, I can't wait for part 2. They need to hurry up and film now so it can come out like next year. But we shall be patient. All right, moving on. Black couple turns their front yard into an urban farm that feeds their community. Shout out and salute to them. Moving on. The African American Day Parade returns to Harlem September 20th. I know there's going to be a lot of pretendians out there mad about that one. Moving on. The Blindside actor hasn't spoken to wife since stroke after learning she's already married, man. Shout out to that dude. He is a good, cool dude, and he didn't deserve that. So prayers out to Quentin Aaron for that. Moving on. These large, clumsy beetles are crashing into people in LA, so beware. Moving on. Drake rents out Toronto Castle for a date with goth baddie Pikachu. Sucker niggas do for sucker love. Moving on. Anthony ordered to pay $14,000 a month in child support for a son he says he never met. Crazy work, right? But I think that's his fault. Moving on. Suge Knight reveals Tupac ashes were rolled into blunts and smoke.
Take the phone away from this dude. Moving on. Well, actually, we already knew this. It's not new. Moving on. Jay-Z paternity claim resurfaces with new focus on mother's age. Moving on. The game reunites with Drake on No Breaks, and the cover art may be a shot at Kendrick. There's been a lot of little subtle jabs at Kendrick. I don't know what's going on. I don't really like the song, or the breaks, whatever, but, you know, hey, the album actually is pretty solid. He's back to spitting, but what do you think? Moving on. The Snoop Dogg biopic is found as Dr. Dre. Can't wait to see this one too. Moving on. New details in the Carmelo Anthony case have been released. Austin Metcalf allegedly wrote KKK and Unalive All Blacks on building and was arrested and sentenced to 12 months of probation. He was also reportedly suspended for bullying. These were details kept from the jury. Also, there were some things about Carmelo that were left out too. We're going to talk about this on a future date also. Moving on. Study finds women are more attracted to men that have a big belly. Women, is this true? We will have a debate about this. Moving on. Last but not least, Gary, Indiana has been pitch black for 7 days and folks are starting to crash out. Please, prayers, anything, any aid, help out Gary. Prayers out to Gary. We got you in our prayers. All right, that's all I got. Before I let you go, I got to hit you with a preview of the new summer bop that's about to take over. Check this out. Anyway, I'm Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show. You like that bop, man?
Hey, great job, sir. That was funny. I like that. I think a few more people put in that video. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Alexandra? What's going on, sis? How you been? How you feeling? How you doing? But no, the Gary, Indiana thing. Like we start off the show, of course. You know, shouts out to them people. What's up, Jess? How you feeling? How you doing, sis? Oh, okay. Well, put your headphones on. Get your life together. Hey, Jess, how you doing?
Alexandria.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, Gary, Indiana is like 85% black.
Right.
Crazy work. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out why this hasn't been on mainstream news and anything. Ain't been no public pressure. So shout out to Keith Lee, of course, for that. I didn't know about the Tupac thing with the ashes. Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
y'all the Tupac aficionados. Like,
I mean, you know, with me, for those who don't know, I'm close to this Tupac thing. But yeah, I can confirm. It's been confirmed by the Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? They told because he had it in the line where I think it was like Black Jesus. He said, "Last wish, something to smoke my ashes, whatever." So yeah, so that's what they did. They took a little bit of his ashes and, you know, rolled them up in a blunt and they smoked it. It was like to honor him.
Oh, okay.
And of course, they scattered some of his ashes in Malibu, South Africa. I forget where else, but I know the rest of his ashes are buried in North Carolina on the family farm, where his mom's originally from.
All righty. I don't know if I would have fulfilled that prophecy. I'm just saying. You know, it seems a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. I'm cool on that one. I didn't even know that was a thing till I seen it. So,
right.
Yeah. What else? We're gonna skip over Jayceon because, right, Alexandra. We're gonna skip over Jayceon. I don't even want to get at no clout because that's what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? With this no breaks nonsense.
Hey, bro, you know, so I wrote it because, you know, sometimes I go without thinking. I put, you know, I'm like, this just reeks of desperation. Mind you, and I'm a Game fan. You know what I'm saying? I like the Game, but it's just like the last album where he was trying to diss Eminem, you know what I'm saying, and do this and whatever just to get hype surrounding, you know, the album. And, you know, so for me, the whole even thought, like, again, I get you because we've been put in this predicament before, right? Where it's like,
you don't really rock with somebody and somebody else does, but don't necessarily mean that you got to be all open in public, like whatever. If you cool with this person, you cool with this person. But this to outrightly just, oh well, yeah, I'm gonna do a song and I'm gonna take his flow and I'm gonna do this and just to get the internet talking. It's just crazy work, man. Just crazy.
Yeah. You know you're gonna come out. Well, I wasn't dissing. It sure sound like some disses, but
To
who
me.
am I? Yeah, who am I? I don't know. You know what I mean? But it sure sounded like some. I'm gonna just go ahead and drop my plate right there. The song is I'm glad he back rapping again though. Do that. Just rap, sir. Just rap.
What you mean just rap?
Just rap. Okay, let go of the antics. We don't need all the extracurriculars, man. Just rap.
We don't need this.
We damn sure don't need that. Hey, listen. At damn near 50, we don't need that at all. You know what I'm saying? That man had to take 2 Advils that night. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. I'm cool.
You said 2 Advils?
Yeah, 2 Advils, man. Get his blood pressure back down.
Y'all, hey, please share. What else you see? Where are my manners? Shout out to the Facebook folk. Shout out to the YouTubers. Shout out to the Kick people. I'm still getting the hang of this whole Kick thing, but shout out to y'all. So, hey, continue to hit the like, share, subscribe button. Forget my manners.
Hey, shouts out to the people, man. Shouts out to the people.
Right. Alexander says, doing the absolute most.
The absolute most.
That man chugged down Julio like it was water. He sure did.
For real. That was crazy.
That's crazy work, wasn't it? Crazy work.
What about down this tea? I'm trying to down this tea like it's water too.
Hey, you bet not, sir. I need you to be more responsible with your life. You know what I'm saying? These are lifetime. After 40, these start turning into lifetime decisions. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're not 25 no more. You can do that at 25 and risk the next 2 days of your life and hope your body recovers. After 40, no thanks. I'm not even gonna play with y'all like that. Not even gonna pretend.
I feel it.
It might cost me the next 6 months. Don't unalive yourself, please.
That part.
Yeah,
man,
for real. What y'all got though from the Ratchet News, man? Shout out to the black couple with the farm up front, man. That's a beautiful thing. We gotta get back to that community building, man. I'm with that.
Alexander says, tell him, Quez, don't unalive yourself.
Don't unalive yourself, man. It's not worth it.
Not worth it at all. But yeah, man, I was supposed to shout out somebody and I totally forgot. Well, see, Jess misses the Ratchet News. Like I told you, I started this, to do it for fun. And then when I was doing it, getting her reaction to it, because she would literally be sitting there giggling like, I had to do the Ratchet News in private so she don't hear it, because she wanted to be surprised right there live on the show. Now she don't even hear it, so.
Don't start with me.
Oh, man.
Don't like me. Oh, let's talk about it real quick. Alexander, the versus battle was interesting yesterday. Did you guys watch that versus? Because I know I did.
I didn't watch it yet. I haven't watched it yet. Was it good?
You know what? I enjoyed it. It was a vibe for me because truthfully, I'm a hip hop head with an R&B heart. You know what I mean? R&B, neo, soul. So I didn't know. I totally forgot how many hits that Joe has. Cause I was thinking like, man, Joe ain't got nothing for Donnell Jones. Because all Donnell Jones got to do is just play Where I Want to Be or You Know What's Up. And then the party is like over. You know what I'm saying? But Joe, you know what I'm saying? He did, I Want to Know and Stutter, you know what I mean? I'm kudos to him for taking out the mystical verse, you know what I'm saying? But then But then he did I Want to Get to Know You, but G Unit, and he brought out 50. 50 kind of forgot some of the words, but the new G Unit is 50, Yayo, and Uncle Murder, you know what I'm saying? But you know, the way that everybody is kind of like hyping it, I think G Unit might actually want to get back together eventually. Well, the question is, will he invite the game? But it was a good it was a good versus, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
I seen Joe with that. They had a clip of Joe with the Pooh Shiesty on. I seen that, but I didn't actually. I didn't actually watch it yet.
You gotta watch it, man. Alexander said I was mad he didn't perform Guilty by Suspicion. That he, I was kind of getting interrupted a little bit. Did he do when he really killed it? Because he brought out no, that was Donnell Jones. Donnell Jones brought out 702. I didn't know he wrote Get It Together. And then I was waiting for Joe to, you know, bring out Escape because, you know, he wrote Softest Place on Earth. You know what I'm saying? He really wanted to shut it down. But, you know, I didn't know that he wrote that one song by Case. I think it's I'm Missing You. Like, I'm missing you. Yeah,
oh, yeah,
Joe
yeah.
wrote that. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Joe. Man.
Yeah, that's a dope song. Hey, Joe was putting in work.
I'm trying to tell you, man. He was putting
Joe was putting in work.
Yeah, man. Love R&B. So I can't wait to go back and watch it again. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know who turned me on to Donnell Jones? Freshman year's summer when I went back home to Milwaukee for the summer with my uncle. One of my cousins turned me on to Donnell Jones, and I was like, "Man, dude, it's hard." You know what I mean? And I think I played that CD like the whole summer. You know, that's when you had the Discman in the headphones. I think I was rocking that CD the whole summer. I was out there, of course, with that and Do or Die. I was bumping Do or Die like crazy, but my cousins in Milwaukee turned me on to Donnell Jones. And I appreciate them for that because
let's see.
Donnell Jones is the player.
Since you bringing up memories, I was in Mare Mesa High School. I just moved there. I can't remember. I think it was the summer. But you know, my mom used to bump CDs all the time in her expedition with the CD player, with the system, whatever. But it was between her and one of my homegirls. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh, you gotta listen to this Donnell Jones." And I'm like, "Yo," so we were rocking it, just vibing. I'm like, "Man, like you said, this album is hard." You know what I'm saying? Especially when he put Left Eye, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, R.I.P. on that. You Know What's Up? Like that still go hard. Like her verse still goes hard to this day.
Hell yeah. What's that? The one at the stoplight. That song about that one. That was a dope joint on that track. Like he has some cuts. That CD is a banger. You know what I mean? I might have to pull that back out the archives. You know what I'm saying? I ain't listened to that in a while, so I'm pull Donnell back out the archives.
You know what? They need to take a page from Usher, and Chris Breezy. Hit that tour. You know what I'm saying? Do a joint tour. Do it, man. I would go. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to that.
Yes, I'm trying to tell you. And like Alexandria says, Softest Place on Earth, it still goes hard to this day. It's on our playlist, you know what I'm saying? The caramel chocolate playlist, you know, it's there on Spotify. You know?
Not y'all got a name for the caramel chocolate playlist. What the hell?
We sure do.
I think y'all is Reese's Pieces. What the hell going on, man? Y'all got going on over there, you little freaky frogs.
The Where I Want to Be album will forever be in rotation. You no lie. That's our list too.
All right, y'all. Moving on. We don't want to know your chocolate caramel Reese's Pieces buttercup.
First off,
playlist.
let me introduce you. I'm chocolate. This is caramel right here. Caramel butterscotch, you know, on certain days. You know what I'm saying? Some days it's dark caramel, some days it's butterscotch. You know what I mean? But it's still all sweet.
Oh my God. That is jokes.
She know I love her. Guaylo. But shout out to my folks out there. Make sure you hit the like, share button. Hey, I got the link in the descriptions on everywhere. You know, if you want to come on and be a guest, just come on and hit that link. If you're using your phone, please make sure you use your headphones because they work as a microphone. Also, please, no vulgar language. Shout out to last week's show. It was a wild one, but we can't have the blah, blah. I mean, we are monetized on these platforms. You know what I'm saying? I do get a little shmoney, and I think it was because of you that my algorithm, my visibility has slowed down. So I got to wait like a week or two, to get that out the system. But we'll be back up and running, baby. Anyway, just make sure you come through. Drop your thoughts, views, and opinions. Again, your thoughts, views, and opinions are those, yours alone. We can agree to disagree. Everything is all good. Make sure if you don't want to come on camera, just hit the comments. We love the engagement. We will respond and post your comment. Just come and have a good time. It's a nice, safe place. Also, too, there may be some topics that may be tough. Just know that we're just having an honest conversation. There's no hate, no vitriol to nobody. Just having those open talks. You know what I'm saying? And again, your thoughts and views and opinions are those, or yours alone. But other than that, come and have a good time.
Yes, sir. And watch your language again, since we got to keep saying it. Don't get up here and get us kicked out of certain platforms and demonetized, and we can't, run the video no more because you came up here and had a sailor cussing fest. It's okay. Use your vocabulary.
Word.
Some people may not tune in to the show until later, so maybe when there is a guest, reiterate that, and then maybe that.
Jess is the voice of reason right here. The yellow caramel buttery scotch Jiminy Cricket. I appreciate you. Thank you for being our conscience to the show. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and show some love. Shout out to my pops, a true author, dropping a real book. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, Pops be on the content every day. Shout out Pops, man. Every day he got some content up. I respect it, man.
Every day, man. He showed love to the show. You know what I'm saying? His numbers have been up and been doing great. 1 minute, he's teaching me how to box. Next minute, he's giving me books to read so I can rap. Next minute, he's treating me like a little kid and he got game and he Denzel. Remember when he was all rough to him? Next thing you know, now he's a worldwide author. I mean, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like,
great man. That's a great man right there, man. Appreciate
cool peoples, man. I appreciate everything about him. All right, we're going to show some love to him. Make sure you cop this book. We'll be right back.
Most people live inside fields they never built. They wake up in environments shaped by other people's expectations, other people's demands, other people's fears. They react to pressure that is not theirs. They carry emotional weight they never agreed to. They misinterpret signals because no one taught them how to read the field. As a result, they move through life with scrambled emotional code, corrupted meaning, unstable financial decisions, inconsistent boundaries, fractured identity. And the worst part, they think it is normal. It is not. It never was. The sovereign frequency system exists to correct that. Across this book, you will learn 5 essential architectures. You will not be asked to push harder. You will be asked to move clearer. You will not be asked to dominate. You will be asked to calibrate. You will not be asked to fight. You will be asked to understand. This book does not teach force. It teaches field mastery. Your field determines your frequency. Your frequency determines your reality. Your reality determines your life. And once your frequency is sovereign, nothing external can override you again. Let us begin the architecture.
Yo, with mushroom coffee being on the rise as of late, I guess the best way to go is with Rise Coffee. And DJ Method X is teamed up with Rise Coffee, so make sure you use promo code METHODXSD15. Also, to check out Method on TikTok at MethodXSD. Also on Twitch TV at MethodXX619. Let's go.
In San Bernardino at Melba's. Now we heard about them through a post on Instagram, and since we've been craving soul food, me and my fiance drove all the way from LA, plus we love supporting Black-owned businesses. When we got there, you can see so many locals very excited, waiting for their food. Everything's made fresh to order, the staff is super friendly, and they're really here to make you feel at home. We were so excited. I went with Melba's famous fried chicken. Just hear this crunch. It's fried good and it's super juicy. For my 2 sides, I went with potato salad and baked beans. Plus, I added on cornbread. Alberto ordered hot links paired with candied yams and mac and cheese. And with this reaction, it's safe to say that we're definitely coming back. Come support Melba's here in San Bernardino.
Yeah.
You're wasting time.
Uncle Nearest Premium Whiskey is a brand of Tennessee. Whiskey honoring Nathan, Nearest Green, the first known African-American master distiller. The Nearest Green Distillery, located in Shelbyville, Tennessee, is the world's first distillery named after an African-American. Green is credited with perfecting the Lincoln County process, a charcoal mellowing method that defines Tennessee whiskey's smoothness. Get your bottle today.
And we are back. What's good, y'all?
What's good in the hood? What's good in the hood? Where we starting off at today, man?
First, before we start, because I know people are waiting, but we got to make sure, because, again, one of the things about Pops was he had to tell me at one point, like, hey, man, stop promoting the book, because, again, between him, the numbers were, like, going up. Between him, and this show, the numbers were going up. He's like, hey, we need to slow it down just a little bit. Now he done took off. Same thing with Melvis. Melvis was the first one to come on here, give an interview, boom, then they took off. Other influencers, everybody started going, they took off. So, we're all about promoting brands, promoting people, looking out for them. And we want to shout out, what's the name of it, Jess?
Arbor Life Spa in Redlands.
Yes. So the missus here treated us to a nice couple massage. They're a black-owned business out in Redlands, California. They made sure they dropped us off with. Actually, we got a full-body massage, deep tissue. They gave us this because they remembered that we got married. So it's what is it, Jess?
It's
Prosecco Rose.
Yes. Pick it up.
Okay. We see it.
With some glasses.
They gave us some glasses too. Gave us some chocolates. They do almost everything there. They have a sauna. What else they do, Jess? They do yoga in Redlands, of all places. So shout out to them. I'm going to be posting videos and showing clips and pictures of our trip. You know what I'm saying?
What's the name again?
Drop them one more time, Jess.
Arbor Life Spa. ARBOR Life Spa.
All right. Make sure you check them out.
Good stuff.
All right, y'all. Well, we have a live show tonight. So let's get into it. So there's been an internet video that's been going viral. Trans black. Is that a real thing? Was she being serious? Was she joking? Or was she trying to make a point? We will decipher that here on this show. Also, too, again, this show was actually the origins of it was brought up with real life situations where we kind of brought to the table and we kind of aired them out and helped each other out as friends, try to sort through them. So one of the things I brought up, when is enough when dealing with addiction within like family members or friends? When is the cutoff point for you? And, shout out to my barber, Dino Boiterio, you know what I'm saying? Because he inadvertently brought it up while I was getting my haircut on Wednesday. And it was something that we were talking about, him and another fella in there. And it was a serious conversation. So it was more confirmation that we need to have it here on this show. Also, too, one we didn't get into last week, but I mean, there's been talk about trans women, the definition of them. Also, too, men have been declaring themselves eligible for the WNBA draft. So what is the definition of a woman? And, there's been some backtracking here and there, but we're also going to unpack that tonight, too. So.
Sounds like we got a live one. Sounds like we got a live one, pimp. Go ahead, Jess. What you got?
I guess start with the difficult one. When is enough enough?
Ooh, you want to go right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Straight into the fire. Let's go.
Well,
Let's go.
All right, y'all. So again, this is inspired by real life situations. I know we've either known or dealt with somebody who has battled addiction. And so the thing is like again, we as people, especially for the ones that we care about, it's the question of like seriously, when is enough enough? Like, when is it to where people are actually starting to get help for themselves? When are they going to start realizing it's a problem? And so I want to talk to the people out there. Like, have you dealt with somebody that dealt with an addiction? How did you overcome it? What were some steps that you can give for other people out there? But so what are your thoughts about that, Jess? We'll start with you.
For me, when is enough enough? When I see that there's a pattern. If I see that there's a pattern, then I'm gonna talk to you. You know what I mean? Reason with you, give you some tips. You know what I mean? In a nice, gentle way. But if you don't take that advice, I'm sorry, I gotta separate myself from you. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure that you've heard it from multiple people. I
feel you on that.
That's me and my 3 cents.
What are some of the things that you should look out for when dealing with somebody with an addiction?
I would say the excessiveness. If they have to have it and they can't go without it, that's an addiction.
That's very true. So shout out to I forget the young dude's name or the brother's name at the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? But he said that, he said he's dealing with a family member who drinks to get drunk and not just drink to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? And you're saying like it becomes a problem. Like he tries to convey this message to this person, but yet the person still doesn't grasp it. Like they fight back and like, oh, this is my life and I'm grown, I can make my own decisions and da 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 da. But again, when it starts to weigh on other folks, for me, I know, and I've built up like a defense mechanism. Like my cutoff game is real strong, and I know this is one of the conversations that I talk with Jess about. After going through my trauma, saying like in 2016, I started the journey of searching for my inner peace. And I had to learn the first step to finding my inner peace was learning how to love myself again, how to forgive myself. And again, within learning how to forgive myself, learning to fall in love with me again, because I don't think that you can be any help to anybody if you don't love yourself. It has to start first. And you also have to start dealing with certain things that you have to start dealing with certain things and unpacking that there before you can give yourself to anybody, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in the workforce, whether it's just even in the real world, period. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what type of trauma that you may be packing or what type of baggage that you maybe have that you can actually pass down to somebody else, or you can be either inadvertently like a burden or a detriment to somebody else. So ever since that learning of my peace, I learned that my peace cannot be compromised. So one of the things that dealing with, people who, especially, I've had to deal with a lot of people who drink in my life. And one of the things that, my barber would brought up was like, when he doesn't like to be around people who get drunk. That's one of my triggers too. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're younger, it's fun, ha, kiki, but I've had situations where people got drunk, got into my face, tried to bulk up, tried to fight. Even when I was driving Lyft at a certain point, men get aggressive when they drink. Then they always want, he was saying this too, like they just want to touch you and spit on you. But my thing is like people will start touching, and one of my triggers is like, don't touch me, back up out of my personal space. You don't know how close you are to getting funked up. Like, and I turn into a different beast. So that's one of the things that keeps me from actually going that route of getting drunk and learning how to break generational curses and whatnot, Quez, have you ever had to deal with situations of addiction around you?
Man, my daddy's a crackhead, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I got back around my pops, was it late 2010? I think when I moved back to California from Georgia the first time, and he was, trying to rekindle stuff with my mom or whatever the case may be. He was going through his addiction phase then, and I knew, we almost went to blows. But when I pulled that pipe out of his pocket, I said, "Yeah, bro, you'll never be able to hang around my kids and have this pipe." You know what I'm saying? Because you're a different person. So that's my preliminary, introduction into addiction. It was my own father. So being able to navigate the stress of that, it teaches you a lot, man, because like you were just saying, my favorite saying is, if it costs my peace, it costs too much. I'm not willing to sacrifice that. It took me a long time to get there, but once you realize how solemn your peace benefits your life, you learn to deal with people differently. To speak towards the addiction, I'm willing to help any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Whether you need to talk, whether you need a little bit of assistance, a leg up, all that's fine and dandy. But when your addiction starts to cross over into my life, then we have a problem. That's where it becomes an issue for me. When your addiction starts to disturb the peace of me and my household, then yeah, we got an issue. And that's when I got to cut you off. It's just for the sanity of everybody involved, like you said, because eventually they addicts don't have a limit. They don't. Like you would like to think so, but they don't have a limit. Takers don't have a limit, and if you allow them to keep taking, they just keep pushing the envelope until either you cut them off or you just blow up completely. And I don't want to blow up, you know what I'm saying, behind your addiction, because then I got to, go back and look at myself and ask myself, why did I allow it to get that far to where it bothered me enough to where, we had to go to blows or we had to do something drastic or whatever the case may be. You got to have enough personal control to recognize the signs that they're encroaching on your sanity. And that's okay. Like, I know we love these people. We genuinely care about these individuals. But Jim Rohn has a great saying where he says, let's do each other a favor. I'll love myself for you, and you love yourself for me. And that always stuck with me because, like you were just saying, if you don't love yourself, there's nothing you can do for anybody else. Just in reality, it's just trauma bonding after that. So I'll focus on loving me for you, and you focus on loving you for me. And eventually that'll work out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jim Rohn.
Real quick, shout out to Alexandra. She says it's when you allow the thing to control you versus you being in control when you partake in that thing. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. For me, one of the things I'm working on, and if you're like a real close friend of mine, I'm not talking about them fair weather friends or people who act and want to say they know you but don't really know you. If you know me, you know that I'm a true Sagittarius at heart. I love hard. You know what I'm saying? I'll ride with you. I'll try to support you and uplift you in any way that I can. You know what I'm saying? But it comes to a point to where I'm a harsh forgiver, and I've been trying to work on that. I've been praying to God to work on me with that. One of the things as I'm starting to get older, I notice is that my patience is growing like as thin as ice. Like, I don't have time for BS. You know what I'm saying? And what makes sense to me may not necessarily make sense to somebody else. And I think my brain moves a little bit faster than some. But you know, my thing is like when you get to a certain age, it's like, why are you still acting the way that you're acting? You know what I'm saying? Like it becomes a point to where it's like, I understand the whole thing about unconditional love and all this other stuff. And I'll come back to that. But for me, my thing is it has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense to me, I can't really deal with it. And if it gets too complex, then I just put it down and I go somewhere else with my attention. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is like you have to start taking accountability for yourself. And again, you know, you can't be like 50, 60, 70, 80, you know what I'm saying, still getting drunk or getting high, acting belligerent, acting stupid, or having pity parties. You know, sometimes it's about honestly, and again, and I'm not trying to talk down on people, and addiction is a real thing. But I want to have a real conversation with them addicts or people who may be struggling, whether it be sex, whether it be food, whether it be liquor, alcohol, whatever. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and take a harsh look at yourself. You're going to cry because you may not like what you see. You know what I'm saying? But you got to start asking, what is it about me that I need to fix for me? Not nobody else, for you. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really, I'm not sure about the believers out there. You got to really start putting that up to God and start asking God to start working on you. And sometimes you have to put down the other stuff, take yourself away from certain things that may trigger those responses. You know, I made a song called Novocaine, so I understand, and I started to, as I've dealt with addicts in my life, I started to understand that certain people use certain things to numb themselves because of past trauma, whether it be from their childhood, whether it be from adulthood. You know, I didn't even know that there were so many young women who I was friends with, just friends, who have experienced like, you know, sexual trauma. You know, I just didn't know. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Like certain women carry it so well and certain women don't. You know, and I've dealt with people who drink, you know what I mean? But I've seen people who have dealt with trauma from past experiences and lived to flourish, own businesses, own different things, families, beautiful families, and just doing great. And then I see people still just stuck. And I don't understand it for me personally.
Well, I mean, just to shed a little grace on it, you know, realistically, like before my grandpa passed away, I was a functioning alcoholic. I can literally say that. Like you don't realize it when you're in it, sometimes, but like me and a homie, you know, we was working at the post office. We was going through like a fifth of the Cavassier every other day at work. You know what I'm saying? Like mixing it with Rockstar. You know what I'm saying? We in the post office lit, having a great time. You know what I'm saying? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? We in there. You know what I mean? Like, but when my grandfather passed away, like 2 weeks after that, that's when I realized, like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes life moves so expedient that you know you don't recount your day to day. To be honest, your day to day seems like a blur for most people, right? You get up, do your normal wear and tear, and addiction is more than you know, drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever. Some people are addicted to, you know, social media. Some people are addicted to TV series. Like, I think everybody has their vice that helps them decompress. You know, the addiction could be cigarettes or whatever.
Right.
You know, neither here nor there. But you know what I'm saying? I think the reason why I give people such grace is because I didn't realize how close I was to it until I was put in a predicament where I had to address it. You see what I'm saying? And thankfully the Queen had brought it to my attention, like, bro, you doing the most right now. You know what I'm saying? Your grandpa just passed away and now it's getting worse. Like she had to literally say that to me. And I was like, you know, initially you don't be like, yeah, well, you're right. No, you be like, man, whatever. I'm cool. But then when you sit with yourself, you be like, yeah, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gets to that point, unfortunately, but I think I have a little more grace for individuals going through that portion of their life, because I understand that sometimes shit just gets away from you and you don't realize it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of functioning addicts out here. That's what I'll call it. Functioning addicts. They don't think the weed affect them. They don't think the drink affect them. They don't think they sexual urges affect them. They don't recognize it as that, because day-to-day life, it doesn't hinder what they got going on until you crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? And that's usually how that goes.
Correct.
But we got some comments, man. So
yeah, I'm gonna get to them real quick. Jess, you got anything to add?
Just to piggyback off of what Krez said, a hard head makes a soft behind.
Every time. Every time. Every time, I promise you.
All right, Alexandria, shout out to you. Make sure you guys hit the like, share. Please share this out. If you got anything you want to add, please drop it in the comments. I see YouTube is up. My grandma battled a gambling addiction for years, and she had come to a point where she needed help. My mom wouldn't help her unless she put herself on the voluntary self-exclusion list. Sometimes you have to take drastic measures if you know that you can't handle the reins anymore. Also, she hasn't had any issues since.
What is the voluntary self-exclusion list? Like, explain that.
Right.
I have my vision of it, but I just want to make sure we're on the same page, Alexandra. What is the voluntary self-exclusion list?
Man, one of the things that you touched on for me, seeing my grandfather, my grandfather was my hero. You know what I'm saying? This is the man who went to my biological father and said, look, you're either gonna be in this life or you're not. Well, we'll come back to that. They won't allow you in the casino upon showing her ID.
Okay. Damn.
Got it.
I didn't know they had that list. That's
right. But my grandfather was one who went to my father, was like, look, you're either gonna be in this life or you're not. If you are good, if not, he's still gonna be good because he has me. So when I tell you, like, this is the man who was really literally like my hero, man. But I've seen him, like, there were certain things that he felt that he was going through internally, and he used alcohol as a way to kind of subdue how to again, as Novocaine, that to ease that pain. And so, the thing is that I was actually, when he died, I just knew that he had a stroke. Maybe like a month later, he passed away. And then, I was in his truck, just cleaning it out. And I found papers, from his doctor. And one of the things I seen was that he knew that he was going to he had 6 months to live. I think it was cirrhosis of the liver. You know what I'm saying? And it messed me up. And, seeing some of my heroes or some of the male figures in my life that actually have to kind of deal with certain things like that, it made me like, I never wanted to be, like a drunk. And it was no diss to them, but I knew that at some point I just didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to go out like that. So, it got to the point to where even when I started to notice for myself, like I was on a weed kick. When I was younger, like fresh out of high school and into college, I was on a weed kick. And then I was realizing, like, I didn't want to be an addict. I want to be able to smoke or drink, just for pleasure, not because I need. And I went for years without touching either, you know what I'm saying? Until I got to a point to where it's like, okay, I don't need it in my life. It's something to where, hey, if I want to do it, cool. If not, cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's when you start to see your heroes, start to crumble. It's where I think it starts to affect you.
Absolutely.
What's good, Scenario?
Absolutely. What's going on, brother? But yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it's a slippery slope, my brother. I don't think a lot of people realize it until they too far down the road. Because we normalize so much just as in society and as people. Like, I think we just normalize so many bad habits that you know, people feel like they got control over it until they just don't. You know, it's a sad truth. You know, like I remember when everybody was on the ecstasy kick. Like, remember that used to be a big thing.
Right.
Everybody was popping the pills and the oohs and like, no, y'all was crackheads too. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took one before and I was like, yeah, this a little too close to crack for me. I'm good.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave this alone. I ain't like the way it felt, but like, you know, but when you, I think your environment and the people you're around also shape that. You know, if it's normalized by the people you're around, if you notice, a lot of addicts hang around a lot of enablers. You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
just reality. A lot of enablers are around addicts, and they justify they bad behaviors, and that's why I think sometimes people don't realize how deep they and how far down the tunnel they are.
Right.
Because it's a bunch of people that, nah, you good. You didn't trip out that bad yesterday. It was funny. You know what I'm saying? We was laughing.
Enablers. Essentially enablers.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, having real friends, man. People who actually love you enough and care about you enough, like, hey, this is what you need, and but again, at some point, even with them, you got to, in this playing advocate, when is enough? Like, even if you're, what I mean, like, how much more do they got, because they got family, they got lives. When is enough? Shout out to the scenario. He said, I lost my sister to cirrhosis of the liver. And prayers out to you, man. RIP to your sister. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like. Alexander says, and it was actually, it's either heroin based or cocaine based. The stuff is serious. Man. Yeah. So I was trying to impress somebody, you know what I'm saying? And ain't gonna go into details, but I was trying to impress somebody and I tried it. And I got asthma, I got all that good stuff with my, heart or whatever. Hey, your boy had to call emergency. Shout out to him. And on top of that, drinking like those Red Bulls, that was like the Fat Tuesday cups. You know what I'm saying? With they put Red Bulls in it with the liquor on top of that. With that, you know what I'm saying? Like my heart, my chest started ooh. And so I had to call my brother, like, I really think I'm getting ready to pass, man. And he came out in the middle of the night, came to a casino, got me, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. And other people were just like, well, he's fine, just need to drink some more and whatever. If I would have stayed with these folks, I don't even know if I'd be here. My brother said, no, come with me. Come third.
Yeah,
Put me on the
get up out of here. That's what I'm talking about. Them folks that
right.
you be sitting around them folks, they're gonna let you get up out of here. They recognize who your peoples is.
My brother said, nope, come on, third. You coming with me? Nah, man, this ain't you, man. And he had to talk like, third, I don't know what you're trying to do. This ain't you. And I'm like, you know what? Never again. Never again. You know what I'm saying? So then it started, you watching the company you keep. I don't need to be around this, whatever. And again, it started making me realize about people who actually care about you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things, man. Like, he said, wait a minute, fam. Oh my, that's scary. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, like, I started because again, I back then even too, my asthma attacks were really, really, they would come like frequent. And so this is when like my chest started caving in a little bit. I couldn't breathe. I was starting to sweat profusely. And so, I'm just thinking like, man, like I didn't want to kind of go out like a punk, but I called my brother and he didn't judge me. He's like, third, we've all been there. You're young. This is like teenage, third, I've been there. You're young. You do this. Come on, man. And he got me. You know what I mean? And he's still like that dude to me still to this day, man. But again, they were telling me like, oh, you just need to drink some more. Just drink some more water. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like, no, like seriously. And even when I got back to California, because I was out of state, I got back to California, my chest was still hurting. I had to go to the doctor. And then they told me I was at like pre-stroke levels. So they had to give me some IV, give me something, whatever, make sure it got down before they actually sent me home. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, this life ain't for me. I'll be drug-free. It's the way to be.
Crazy work. Trying to do drugs while you got asthma is already crazy enough. But you know what I'm saying? Like that is crazy work, bro. No, you just drink some more water.
Hell
But
no.
you know, I'm being nice. They said drink some other stuff. Like, hey, drink some more. And I just trying to drink some more liquor or whatever. I'm like, come on, man. That's not real
Nah,
life. You know,
man.
these folks don't care 2 issues about me. They just wanted to make sure, hey, let's keep the party going.
Keep the party going. That's the problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta be careful out here, baby. These folks will set you up for failure every time.
They never lie, man. But you know, I'm glad you sought help. It could have been like rats up. I don't know. It was God. God said, hey, call your brother. And again, like, thank God he was up and he picked up and he got up in the middle of the night with him and his wife, you know what I'm saying? He came, picked me up from where I was at and brought me over to his house. I had to stay an extra day over there, you know what I'm saying? Until, you know, I was good enough to drive back to Cali, you know what I'm saying? So again, he didn't judge me. He just kept me right on his couch.
He judged you. He just didn't tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? But he judged you. I say he judged you. He just didn't tell you.
Nah, I'm trying to say he didn't, though. He didn't at all. You know what I'm saying? Nor did his wife. He came, they got me food, got me water, you know what I'm saying? Nursed me back to health till I was able enough to drive back. You know, that's why I love her still to this day. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, hey, you're safe, you're my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging you for ish. I did some wild ish back then, blah, 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 blah. He didn't judge. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where you're at. I'm glad you called me so I can be there for you. This is what he said.
Yeah,
you know?
luckily you had somebody to call, man. There's a lot of people that be out there in the wilderness ain't got nobody to call on, man. And they just left out there. You know what I mean? At the end of it all, you know, they've been. See, I didn't want this to go too long. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, it's necessary. A lot of these people who are in these situations with addiction don't have those same vices, or those not vices, but those same individuals that when things get tough, they can call on. They've been left to the value of the streets, man. Like, I've seen it. Yeah, I was in the streets a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not a whole lot, just a little bit. But it's different when you can go home. It's different when you can call some family and get you back right. It's different when, you know what I'm saying, there's somebody out there that loves you compared to you being out there and when everybody leaves, you still got to figure out what your situation is. That's a different kind of pain. That's a different kind of hurt that these people are dealing with. So again, I try to serve as much grace as possible. I don't know what that feels like. Luckily, you know what I'm saying, my mama always loved me. You know what I'm saying, as much as we done been through, and I might not agree with some things, and she probably didn't agree with a whole lot of my things. But one thing she never did was shut me out. You did, and some stuff she even did purposely to make sure I got the lesson. But at the end of it, always knew, worst come to worst, I had somebody I can call. And, you know, realistically, some of these people don't have that. And that's scarier than being addicted is the fact that they don't have nobody to call. Like, nobody's gonna pick up the phone for them. Nobody's gonna take them to their house and nurse them up. Nobody gonna let them get the couch for a couple days. Like Denisha get mad at me, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, certain people call and I'll be like, yeah, you can come through. Like, I can't give you long, but I'm gonna give you something. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you always like, because I've seen people out there. I don't want it to be because of me. That's my grace. Like, I don't want somebody calling me and I'd be like, nah, you can't come here, pimp. My wife don't like nobody at the house. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you something. I might not give you a whole lot, but I'm gonna give you something to get your hair right. And my thing is, you got 72 hours, man. If you can figure it out in 3 days, let's get it done. I'm gonna at least give you 3 days. You know,
at the same time, brother to brother, and again, dealing with people from the outside, whatever. Same thing with protecting your peace. You protect your family's peace too, because at the end of the day, too, and I hear you and I see you and I admire your heart, but you never know who you could be inviting into your house or what demons that they may bringing into your house, your wife, your kids. So I get where she's coming from, But you as a man too, you know, I see with your leadership, with you know your judgment and character. But I can understand like on that side too, because one of the things also too, my cutoff point is the manipulation. And I can spot manipulation real quick. Once I start seeing that start to rear its ugly head, it's cut off. And like I'm harsh with it. And people have called me a cold bastard because of it. But again, my thing is like, hey, you're not going to play these mind games with me. You're either going to be real with me or you're not. You know, or I'm not going to deal with you, period. And the same thing, again, protecting my peace. I got to protect my family's peace now. So I get where she's coming from with that.
No, absolutely. I ain't never said I disagree with her. You know what I'm saying? It's always a conversation to be had. That's why that's why I know the time frame. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's a time limit. You know what I mean? Don't think you're just gonna, you know, come over here and go through rehab at my house. Like, we're not doing that. But if you need a night or two, you know what I'm saying? I can give you a night or two, you know what I'm saying, and get your head out the streets, because sometimes that's just what people need. Like, they just need a solid night's sleep and somewhere peaceful. You know what I mean? And a good meal and a good night's rest to get they life headed in the right direction. So I understand that, but I do also that's, you know, once again, that's why we have the time frame, like, because we done discussed it. And no, I'm not just letting anybody over here. Like, no, that we not doing that either. Yeah, you got to be fam bam, and there's got to be real reasoning. So it's not. It doesn't happen often, and it don't happen with anybody. But you know what I'm saying. We've had the discussion, so you know she understands where I'm coming from and the person, and she already know I'm not letting nobody in this camp that can do something, you know, strenuous or take her out of her character either. You know what I mean? So I just think, you know, sometimes we look at other people's situations and we don't give them enough grace. Even if it's 24 hours, even if it's 4 hours, come take a nap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I just think we should be offering up more grace, because everybody's going through something. That's just my personal opinion. I
agree. You know, it's one of the things we'll circle back with this. I know we ran over a little bit extra, but again, this is the basis of the show. This is how it started when we brought these type of topics to the table and talked about it. You know, certain things we may be dealing with, certain things we may be curious about, or maybe even a thought. We just bring it to, you know, our folks and just have an open conversation about it. So, yeah, definitely. Oh, all right, y'all. With that being said, we're gonna run a few ads and then we'll be right back.
It's come to my attention that everyone's calling me a troll. Some said even the king of trolls. First of all, I'm flattered, but I'm done with all that. I would never do a deal with DoorDash and quite literally deliver beef when millions of people are watching. I mean, who would do something like that? I'm not delivering quality beef. It's more of an art than science. Don't want to be too obvious. It's all about timing. And I'm always on time. Oh, they sell Combs. What a coincidence. No matter what kind of beef you have going on this week, remember DoorDash delivers. And you know what goes great with beef? A bottle of this beautiful Branson cognac, aged 4 years or 50 months. Who's keeping count?
Yo, with mushroom coffee being on the rise as of late, I guess the best way to go is with Rise Coffee. And DJ Method X is teamed up with Rise Coffee, so make sure you use promo code METHODXSD15. Also, to check out Method on TikTok at MethodXSD. Also on Twitch TV at MethodXX619. Let's go.
Here, $75 there, $40 here. That's what I would see at the end of every month on my budgeting apps. And I would always feel guilty because I would think to myself, why didn't you spend that to pay down debt? And the truth is, I just really didn't think about it. Like most people, I was just paying down my minimums and then called myself budgeting and looking at what I was spending at the end of every month. But only paying down your minimums is a financial death trap. And all my budgeting app was doing was telling me what I already spent. I needed a tool that was going to look at my income, my monthly recurring bills, and my monthly spending and say, hey, you've got a surplus of $50. Why don't you put that towards a credit card bill? It's going to save you 3 weeks in payoff time. it's going to take away 10% interest, and it's going to save you an extra $15 a month. I didn't see a tool like that, and so I made one. It's called ClearPath. If you want to check it out and you want to get out of debt too, check out the link in my bio or go to what'smysurplus.com and let's get out of debt together.
All right, y'all. We are back. Just had to go run to take care of something real quick.
Shout out our brother. You know what I'm saying? Clearpath.com, man. Go check it out, man. Get yourself out of debt.
Man, I'm proud of my brother. One of my best friends in life, man. I'm proud of him. But all right, y'all. We got some other things we got to talk about tonight. We got the addiction thing out of the way. Now we got to lighten it up. We got to liven it up a little bit. Trans black. Is that a real thing? I hate to use the word trans, but hey, it's applying to both. Trans black, and then there's also trans women, men in the WNBA. Which one we gonna go into?
I guess we start with trans black because this should be pretty short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go ahead and knock that out the box. You know what I'm saying? More realistic issues.
I got some jokes. You already know I got some jokes. You know, you're gonna be some folks that probably don't like me, but that's okay. All right, so there's been a new viral clip going around of a woman claiming that she's trans black, and again, I could talk about it all day, but we just gonna go ahead and let you see it for yourself.
Transracial black women like myself have a more beautiful understanding of blackness than cisracial black women. And that's what I want to talk about today, especially because of all the propaganda nowadays telling black women to hate themselves. Someone that chooses to present as a black woman every single day, that's incredibly beautiful. One of the most common questions I've been asked is, are you planning on getting any medical procedures to help affirm your transracial identity, like melanin replacement therapy, things like that? And the answer is no. Trans black women are black women, regardless of what our bodies look like. I don't need to change my skin color or my hair or my makeup or any other physical characteristics to prove to you that I am black. Saying that I need to pass as black is actually trans race phobia. It is TERF rhetoric, transracial exclusionary feminism. 1 second. Oh, and by the way, Free Palestine. My Starbucks identifies as Duncan. Inshallah. Shabbat Shalom. All that good stuff. So I do want to educate everyone on what it means to be a black woman trapped inside a white woman's body, trapped inside an Asian woman's body, which is what I personally am, which means I am both trans Asian and trans black. Transracial identities are valid. My pronouns, which are currently ni hao, are valid. All identities are valid. So if you are here to actually listen and learn, you can stay. But do not call me white. I do not identify with my race assigned at birth.
She's got to be joking.
Yeah,
but I understand it. I definitely understood it.
Here's the cold part, man. Like, hey, man, she's being funny. She's being facetious, but she's using it as a teaching point. Because again, because if just off basis, if it was a real thing, like you're looking at her like, man, you sound ridiculous. But she's essentially turning around a lot of the verbiage, a lot of the rhetoric, a lot of the culture that is of today, with some things like that. And it's kind of like, again, putting that mirror in front of that and like, look, do you like what you see? Because I know if I was any of those, I would be highly offended. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about trans black and, identify, Jess, do you feel like you're an Asian woman trapped inside of a black woman's body?
Shit.
I'm going to knock you out.
Oh, shit.
Black.
She is a cis black woman. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh, that's cis.
But it's that stupid ass word, man. I hate that word.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing, though. No, I was just making fun of my wife, and she knows it's just all in good jest. But I gotta talk to some of you folks who claim to be, I guess, or are you guys like trans indigenous people? Native American. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my
With some of
God.
y'all,
Oh my
'cause
goodness.
some of y'all
This is not
like
that.
blacker than some of the screens. Y'all like blacker than midnight. You know, like there's midnight and there's like 12:01, and y'all like
This
that black. We're talking about,
this
hey, I'm Native. You know what I'm saying? Without no tribes, without no documents, without no cultures or traditions. You know what I'm saying? You just inserting yourself into that. That's how you sound to some of us.
Oh my goodness.
No, I take that back. That's how you sound to me.
Yeah, that different argument. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going down this path with you, sir. Gonna spark with focus. You know what I'm saying? Focus. We right here dealing with cis black women versus trans black women. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't know was a thing until today. And that's crazy.
Wait. Alexander says Candace Owens presented this theory on Jason's Lee podcast. The idea of accepting people can identify as what they want. That Rachel Dolezal is invited to the barbecue thing. That's the thing. So when has this really become a thing? Like out of my years of being here on this earth, I can only really like recount like the last few years where this really became a thing of assignment. Talking about, oh, I was a male that or assigned at birth, I was a male. You know, this right. The thing that I do know is that your chromosomes or whatever, like your XY, and that's what Bruce Jenner was alluding to. It doesn't change, no matter if you want to identify as a woman, whatever. And this is what I challenge. I offer an open challenge to anybody who's transgender. It's not a diss, but let's just base it in reality. And again, you have to be real with yourself before you can be real with anybody else. Do an ancestry test. Now, I'm ready to do a 23andMe because they do haplogroups. If you come back with a haplogroup, and if you haven't done anything to alter or or transfer your chromosomes or whatever like that, do a 23andMe and see what your haplogroup comes like. If you have males have both both have paternal and maternal, females have a maternal. If you come back with just the maternal, then that is one thing. Then you can come on this show or whatever. But if you're coming back with both, then yes, biologically, genetically, you are a man. And there's nothing wrong with what you want to live your life as. I'm not here to judge you, punch down, or whatever.
At all.
But don't sit up there and say, hey, you're offering coochie when it's really booty. That's all I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying?
What the what?
Because I've heard gay dudes talking about, hey, come get this cookie. Come get this cookie. You know what I'm saying? When it's not really a cookie. You know,
I don't want that cookie. I don't want that cookie. No thanks.
I'm trying not to be vulgar. You know what I mean, sir. The kitty
Yeah,
cat.
I know. I'm just saying. Yeah. I agree with you. I don't want that cookie. That's that Metamucil cookie. I don't want that one. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I don't want the fiber cookie. No thanks.
But so I don't think it's a real thing as far as this trans black thing, because we're getting ready to go into the WNBA and what Laverne Cox and again Jess, Alexandra, since I have you women here who are going to hold it down for the real women, I want y'all to get your thoughts, because again, like to me, it's like I said, for me, I'm a Sagittarius to the core. It has to make sense. You can't sit up there and just because you put syrup over ish and tell me it's pancakes. I'm still going to just call it, ish with syrup. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't live in that realm. But again, if that's what you choose to identify as, that's cool. But don't try to sell me to an idea that is not based in reality. And as a dude who has actually studied human sexuality 115, I understand, like, there's certain things as far as like hormones or certain, we have hermaphrodites. That's a real thing, saying to where, again, there may be stuff that goes on like biologically that, that may not necessarily convert over to a male or a female. You may be one or the other. You may be born a male, but you may have like feminine tendencies or feminine like hormones or certain like something like that, or you may have more feminine chromosomes. I think I don't want to say anything and sound ignorant, but you may have more female than male at times, even though you are born a male. You know what I'm saying? So there is that. Those are facts. You know what I'm saying? But if you are a male and this is what you identify as, that's cool. Live your life. But, you know, live it in reality to me.
I see. This is my. I don't have a problem with any of it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to identify as a porpoise, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? Or a butterfly or a ladybug, whatever you choose to identify as is your business. To me, I don't personally have an issue with it. Even if you want to pretend to be black, you know what I'm saying? That's your business. You know what I mean? Now, what the world gives you as a reality is a different thing. My issue comes in when we start coming up with terms like cis women and, you know what I'm saying? Like when you start coming up with alternate meanings to the reality of the life that the rest of us live in. You're more than welcome to do exactly what it is that you want to do. But what you're not allowed to do is impose your will on the rest of us. You don't get to do that, right? You don't get to bring your version of reality into mine, and I have to accept it because that's how you feel. I don't have to do that, and that's where I think a lot of the issues stem from with these conversations. It's like nobody's hating on you because, you know what I mean, you feel like you were assigned at birth wrong, even though I think God assigned you. That's my personal belief.
Right, we have to stop with that. To me, assigned,
yeah, God assigned you, right?
It didn't become a thing until maybe like a few years ago. And then with all due respect, literally, I mean no disrespect, and pardon my ignorance, but when did it become? It's like now we're playing with the whole thing of gender, and this is what I was assigned. But again, no, biologically, we got to deal with facts. And you know what I'm saying? And so this is the video where I'm talking about right here. And let me know your thoughts, views, and opinions in the comments.
Women get it. Some get it. But a lot of them are so angry about they can't get past the conversation of, oh God, this is gonna trend. Thinking that they're sharing men.
I don't think it's just about men. I think it's
majority about men.
I think a lot of it's trauma. I think like a J.K. Rowling has taken her trauma of having been a survivor of sex abuse and made all men abusers, and includes trans women in that. It's delusional and it's crazy. It's insane. This woman is out of control. But there's also trauma attached as well. But then unless a trans woman abused you, this isn't about us.
Right.
We're not men. We're just not. And for the people who,
can we say it loud? For those of you out there that are watching, we're trans women.
Yes.
We're not men.
The people who abused you are men, and they have abused us too.
Yes. Yes.
We have more in common than
differences.
Yeah.
We are not men. We might have been born male.
Assigned male at birth. I stick to that because it's like, and people are questioning that. But it's an assignment because they're not testing for chromosomes and all that at birth. They look at external genitalia and assign you something that has absolutely nothing to do with the complexity of what makes men and women and non-binary people who they are. So a doctor assigns.
Look at the camera and tell them that, Laverne. What did the doctor do?
The doctor assigns gender at birth. Assigns. And yes, there is a difference between sex and gender. Yes. And stop using the phrase biological sex because you sound crazy. Stick with me. There's no such thing. We're talking about genetics. Biology just means live it, like life. By something that's biological is something that is alive. Biological sex is, you sound crazy.
So So do we stop saying biological women and just say women?
I've always used
cis.
Are we back? What the hell? Hey, bro, what the? Well, man. Okay. I'm gonna listen to Alexandria on this one.
Let's go
I'm
ahead.
gonna shut the hell up.
She responded. She said, "Wait a minute, Quez. You're spewing hate because you disagree. Don't get canceled out here, fam."
I guess.
You're Sagittarius. I sense the sarcasm in your voice. I know it. The sensitivity in today's society is annoying. These folks would not have survived the 90s. True. Which is ironic because some of these people may have been born in the 90s. Like, like Laverne Cox. Like, so, or grew up in the 90s. So my thing is like, so when did, this is my rebuttal specifically to Laverne Cox. When did you become a scientist? When did you get your degree in biology or sexuality, whatever? You're taking certain things and you're stretching it to fit your narrative to make yourself feel better about you. But
it don't make no sense. If I assign a grizzly bear to be a squirrel, that ain't gonna stop him from mauling me. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? We assign things based on what they are at the time of them being like, come on, man. You seen the penis. You seen the penis, so you assigned it a male. Like, yes. Why wouldn't we do that? Like, women aren't born with penises. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to be facetious, but like you now you're gonna blame it on the doctor? If you come out and you have a penis when you're born, the doctor's gonna say that's a boy. That's what his job is to do. His job is not to, hey, hold on, new fetus that just got here 7.5 seconds ago. I want to assign you correctly. So what do you feel you are? The doctor's not doing none of that.
Win. I'm a male.
What are you doing? This is nonsense, man. That is nonsense. I'm sorry. Y'all can be mad at me. Be mad at DY3 Quez, because I'm never going to agree with whatever the hell she was just talking about. Miss Lady Smith, I'm not doing it.
Just go ahead.
I think it's kind of interesting how they said that they are trans women and they're not males and that they don't abuse or whatever they were talking about. Because
Sydney Star.
Because what if a trans quote unquote woman who is quote unquote not a male did abuse somebody? What if? You know what I mean? Do you know all trans women, quote unquote, not male? Do you know all of them? No, you don't. So how are you going to say that they don't do that type of stuff? And then another thing is too, if when you were a teenager, you did not get a cycle, you do not have ovaries, you do not have fallopian tubes, you do not have cramps every month, because majority of what you do, sorry, you're not a real woman. Sorry. If I'm canceled, I don't care, because I feel this pain every month. Every single month, more than a week, do I feel pain. Come on now. Let me see you feel these pains. You will never feel these pains. Never.
Don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to. You will never be able to give birth and feel those painful contractions. The pain level of those contractions is past the threshold. If you do your research,
yeah,
that
I'm cool.
can kill people.
I'm straight.
That's how much pain women go through giving birth. So I don't want to hear you're a real woman. I'm sorry.
And again, I'm gonna speak for my wife on behalf of my wife. It's not a dig to you, but at the end of the day, it's offensive to women who actually have to go through this. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I don't have a clue. It beats me upside the head because, again, there's certain things I'm clueless. She said, if only you knew, if only you knew. I tell her, Jessica, I would not want to. No. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I seen was my ex-wife give birth. You know, she's over here trying to bring in a whole new person on behalf of me. And I'm seeing the pain and agony and having to, clean up, excuse me for being, graphic, period, blood, whatever, having to wipe and clean her. No, it's a different type of thing that you women go through that you have to appreciate for a woman being a woman. It's a different type of level. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to hold a lot of these women in high regards because we as men, we just don't know. We not necessarily say we get to walk around carefree, but we don't have to worry about those type of problems. And then
we were assigned differently at birth. That's why we were assigned differently. I was assigned. I see a person
like Mark Lamont Hill get on Candace Owens' show, and she asked him, and I hate to agree with Candace Owens. Like, can men get pregnant? He said, well, it depends. Stupid nigga, what you talking about?
It doesn't depend. It doesn't depend.
No. And again, and we're talking about the WNBA. We're talking about sports and stuff. Again, trans women, I don't want this to be a thing like we're talking down on you or making you feel a certain type of way, whatever, because no. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Psychologically, there may be something else going on in there, and that is cool. That is fine. Live your life. And I'm going to be an advocate and say that I don't believe that you should be persecuted, hated, thrown rocks on, or unalived, or any of that stuff because you choose to live a life that you choose to live. That is fine. But still respect the women that are out here. Don't call them cis women. You know what I'm saying? Biologically, whatever, biological should not be an offensive term to you. It is what it is. And the thing about the WNBA or any of these sports, whatever, especially boxing, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with being trans women. Like what was it? T.S. Madison said, I'm a trans woman. Cool. Identifies that. You are a different type of woman. You're not necessarily a woman, but you're a different type of woman, and that is okay. Trans people, that is okay. I have trans friends, and even one of the trans friends I talked to basically told me such. I identify as trans. I know that I'm not a real quote unquote man, but I'm trans. But this is how I feel. Like, third, I didn't like rocking the dresses. I didn't like playing with the boy toys and all this other stuff. And we had a real honest conversation about it. I'm like, you know what? I respect the funk out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like with sports, whatever, especially with the WNBA, the definition of a woman is the definition of a woman. And I hate to be separatist or whatever, but again, especially for the sake of boxing, there needs to be trans sports, where trans women can compete with other trans women, you know what I'm saying, for safety purposes. Because again, if you get you get a woman who a biological woman, excuse me, because I know it's offensive, that goes into the ring with a trans woman who essentially was born assigned a male at birth. Their strength is going to be a little bit overbearing. You know what I'm saying? We power different, unless you're Ann Wolf. You power different than a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
listen,
again,
listen, bro. I have daughters. If you think that your mediocre, average ass son is gonna put on a dress and a wig and then go into a sport where my child is at just because they couldn't make it over on the other side, and they're gonna come over and dominate and cause harm to my child, we're gonna have an issue. I'm gonna just put it like that, 'cause I have to think about it from that perspective because I have daughters. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter who's in elementary school, so by the time y'all flush this nonsense out, and she get to high school, and now all of a sudden we got trans women participating in the same events with my regular biological daughter. You know what I mean? And they do something to harm my child. Y'all forgive me. I'm fucking your child up. I'm just gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason we should even be having this conversation. Like, it's not realistic. We all know, and this is just the reality of the situation. Men are built differently than women for a reason. And just because you feel like you want to be a woman, that doesn't change the anatomy of your body and your muscle structure and your ability to do certain things that women can't do. And then you want me to allow that same individual, even the average male, who may not be great at anything in particular, may still be more advanced than my great daughter. You know what I mean? An average LeBron James is 6'9", 240 pounds versus my extraordinary daughter at 5'11" and 140 pounds, 160 pounds. That's an issue to me. In no way, shape, or form am I going to allow my daughter to go out there with you. And no disrespect, but you know, if you hurt my child and you masquerading as a woman just so that you can be great at something, and my child get hurt, bro, we got issues.
Right.
That's just how I feel about it. Nothing personal, but I gotta protect mine.
Nothing personal. Just I know you want to add something. Then I'm gonna read Alexander's comments. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, to piggyback off of Quez and you third, just having, I have children, females and males, seeing them grow up, and like Quez said, the structure of their bodies is totally different. Females carry more fat so that we can bear children. Males have more muscle. My boy, my youngest, I can already see the muscle, and he don't even work out. He's just a normal kid. When my daughter was that age, did I see that muscle structure? No. I started to see the fat build. As they get older, you will see the structure of their body changes, both male and female. And the males automatically look muscular without even working out. And like Third said, y'all need to have a whole separate category. That is not even fair, because like Quest said, y'all are going to be stronger than us no matter what. Unless a woman takes steroids, we can't get as strong as y'all. Just facts.
Unless you're Ann Wolf. Ann Wolf look like she can knock out a dude.
How you know she ain't on steroids?
Ann Wolf is vicious. Because in boxing, in professional boxing, they drug test you. And she ain't never been shot with no type of steroids. Ann Wolf was over here training male boxers, male champion boxers. She turned males into champions. Ann Wolf, like she unalived a few folk. I'm just trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying? But going to Alexandria, I saw a clip from an actual doctor, and he said biological sex is a real thing, and it absolutely dictates how they treat you based upon your anatomy. It's science, folks. They cannot treat someone who has a prostate the same way they treat someone who has a uterus. That is very true. If the trans folks want to compete, they should have their own league that levels the playing field. Otherwise, there's an unfair advantage. Yeah, I agree. Remember, like we showed a clip of that the trans who was over there in a woman's sport, just over here holding up the champ. You're like, yeah, I did it. I compete. No, you're cheating. Yeah, you're cheating. You know, why don't you compete against other trans people who are just like you, built just like you, especially within your weight class, and then see how well you fare out? Because it's still, if we're talking about, and there's no offense, if we're talking about assigned male at birth, whatever, and then versus other assigned males at birth, then there's obvious a reason why you couldn't compete over here with these men who are just like you, same weight class and everything. You may not really fare well against the other person. Let's see how well you really are. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with having a separate league, especially for safety. But now I
just know nobody's gonna watch it.
I wouldn't say that. There's people there. There's an audience for everything, truthfully. And then, you know, at the end of the day, too, this is what's going on as far as the WNBA.
Not one, but two former NBA players have declared for the next WNBA draft. Enes Kanter Freedom, former NBA top 3 overall pick, has declared himself for the 2027 WNBA draft.
Now reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect.
The very same day, another former NBA first-round draft pick, Royce White, has done the same. White also announced his decision to declare via social media.
I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable.
Now you might be wondering, why on earth are they doing this? The WNBA says they are inclusive to people of all walks of life, and all are welcome. The league, players, coaches embrace any and all to play in the league. They don't want to exclude anybody. Kanter and White are challenging that position and seeing if the WNBA will put their money where their mouth is and let them play. Now my guess is this will never happen. They're simply trying to just prove a point. It'll be interesting to see the WNBA's response. I mean, they can't just ignore it, right?
Trying to prove a point, which again, because now we're talking about the definition of what it means to be a woman, what it means to be this, and even so much the WNBA had to backtrack. Oh, we apologize, and we're going to go over the rules and blah, 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 blah. They had to backtrack. And this is very much what I think that this person was trying to say and do too.
Transracial black women like myself have a more beautiful understanding of blackness than cisracial black women. And that's what I want to talk about today, especially because of all the propaganda nowadays telling black women to hate themselves. Someone that chooses to present as a black woman every single day, that's incredibly beautiful. One of the most common questions I've been asked is, are you planning on getting any medical procedures to help affirm your transracial identity, like melanin replacement therapy, things like that? And the answer is no. Trans black women are black women, regardless of what our bodies look like. I don't need to change my skin color or my hair or my makeup or any other physical characteristics to prove to you that I am black. Saying that I need to pass as black is actually trans race phobia. It is TERF rhetoric, transracial exclusionary feminism. 1 second. Oh, and by the way, Free Palestine, my Starbucks identifies as Duncan. Inshallah. Shabbat Shalom. All that good stuff. So I do want to educate everyone on what it means to be a black woman trapped inside a white woman's body, trapped inside an Asian woman's body, which is what I personally am, which means I am both trans Asian and trans black. Transracial identities are valid. My pronouns, which are currently ni hao, are valid. All identities are valid. So if you are here to actually listen and learn, you can stay. But do not call me white. I do not identify with my race assigned at birth.
I just want to say, I do not identify with my height. I believe that I am 5'8".
What the hell? Jess, we're not finna do this with you. You're gonna be a short Asian woman for the rest of your life.
I believe that I am 5'8" and not 5'2".
I identify
Come for me.
I identify as trans skinny.
I identify as that too.
Hey.
What the fuck?
Let me go put on
Big
some
one.
size,
Not
some smaller
identify as
pants.
that too.
To see how, let me see how we put on some smaller pants and some shirts and see how well that will do well for me. You know what I mean?
I look like a sausage stuffed in something. I identify as skinny and 5'8". Don't come for me.
No,
I'm
goodness.
trans tall. That's right. I'm trans tall.
Wait. And trans skinny, huh?
Yep.
Wait, I love the Mexican culture. You know, we eat at the Mexico. I identify as trans Mexican.
Hell no, they're not gonna take you.
You could pass.
They're not taking you, sir.
Is it because of my hair?
Yep. Yep.
Oh my goodness. This is exactly what happens when society starts to decompose and become, you know what I'm saying, something less than human. This is exactly what we get. This is nonsense, utter nonsense. And I hope they let the men in there just to prove the point. You know what I'm saying, so that we can nip this shit in the butt. Let them play. Y'all said y'all accept everybody. You know, in my personal opinion, Brian Griner has been in there long enough. You know what I mean? Pretending to be a woman. You know what I
So
mean?
we ain't gonna do that. You talking about Brittany Griner?
Wow.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that.
I'm
Hey
just
man, she called her.
my personal
Hey,
opinion.
yeah,
My personal.
that is your personal opinion, man. But here's some facts. She calls herself still Brittany. You know, she still talks about female, like she still identifies as a female. I'm gonna give her that respect. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think moving forward, if they do change the clauses, there should be ultrasounds done to see if they are real women.
Not ultrasounds. Damn.
Ultrasounds, yeah, that's how you can see if they got ovaries and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And
So here's the thing. I'm not gonna punch down on any trans person. Because the verbiage, is definitely jokes. But I definitely want to backtrack a little bit to Mark Lamont Hill. You dumb nigga, what are you talking about? There's no way that if I lay down with Jess right now and I put my legs in the air and she puts a, I'm just saying, there's no way I'm getting pregnant. So what are you talking about? Men sometimes get pregnant. You are stupid. You're trying to stretch a narrative or trying to stretch something to fit your own narrative, and you sound dumb as funk. I used to respect you, but you sound stupid. And for me to agree with Candace Owens, I really don't like you, beach nigga. Go ahead.
Trying to figure out why you got your legs in there. Man, that's crazy work.
I'm just saying, like, Quez, imagine Denise talking about, oh, Quez, hey, spread them open real quick. I'm about to pregnant you. Where the baby gonna come from? How we holding? First off, how we holding the baby?
Hey,
first off, where's
Jess,
the baby?
please say something. Just move on, please. We don't need none of this vision. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going. What you were saying, Jess? I don't know what he's talking about.
I was just gonna say maybe he said a man can get pregnant if they're trans.
He did say depends.
If they are a trans woman, and a trans man that was a woman that became a man, then yes, a man can get pregnant.
Wait, no. Alexander says you are wombless, friend. No, I'm not. I identify as a. wait, just stop. I'm being serious. Stop. Hold up. I identify as having blonde hair and it's long. And no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
God. This is nonsense.
I gotta win.
I'm sorry.
No.
Wait, there's some black people that got blonde hair. I got blonde in my hair.
You know, I don't.
For real, and it ain't dyed. So,
like I said,
hey.
I identify as having blonde hair, blue eyes. I told you, no diss to people who do. Yeah, it's not natural. They still gotta come in some way, somehow. Or some black folks do, not all, but you know.
My auntie has blonde hair. Natural blonde hair.
Like I said, there's a lot of African descendants who identify as Native American too. So I mean, just saying. Don't think I forgot about you, Prince C. Hall. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're not Native. No, you are Negro. Especially
I'm not going to do this with y'all tonight, man.
You are you're a native Negro to Africa. Shut what we call the funk up.
I'm not going to do this with y'all tonight, man.
Yeah, Quez ain't doing nothing. It's third degree.
Yeah, third degree with his legs out.
KingThird.com, baby.
King Third with his legs in the air getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
I don't know what the hell going on tonight. This is ridiculous.
Hey, we gonna bump some Donnell Jones and you gonna impregnate me.
Hell no. What, bro?
You know someone's here, right?
I'm just saying, like, you know, this what it sound like. That's what Mark Lamont Hill sound like. You dumb nigga. Don't make
Oh
me put
my
you in.
God! Come on, bro.
No, Mark Lamont Hill. Don't make me put you over here with these folks.
Just coolin'. Just coolin'. Life's hard. Sometimes I got to get away, take a trip. But all of the US is spend some time, someone to care about. Get my mind together. Without a doubt, I'll be just coolin'. Just coolin'. Yeah. Just coolin'. Just coolin'.
Oh man,
Hey,
I'll get my butter biscuit on.
Soon. Remix featuring Third Degree coming in soon. I'm going into my 80s bag, baby. remix featuring me. Oh yes, it's coming. Yes. I'll be in the studio
Man,
next
leave me alone, man. I was jamming.
Alex Jordan says, Mr. Degree, you have zero chill.
Mr. Degree.
Mr. Degree, you have zero chill. The chair there.
Ridiculous.
Alexandra, I'm going to have to call you a real friend from those that act like they know me. You know me. I have zero chills. Quiz had to take himself off the screen, baby. Like I said, this is me. It's me. Don't come for nobody else on it. It's me. Remix coming soon. Third Degree. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. I don't know where Crash ran to, you know, with 3 minutes left in the show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He couldn't take it no more. Coonin. Okay.
man, yo, that's a bop, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really about to remix that one and turn that into a whole bop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wait till you hear my lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna add some folks to that list. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nicki Minaj is going on there too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow. Crazy work. So is Candace Owens still?
Candace Owens? No, she's still over there. She's trying to come back over here to the chocolate side.
Mm-hmm.
But no. She's still over there. I ain't
She's still cooning.
Yeah, I ain't falling for it. You know, just one more time.
Just coolin'.
I came back just in time for my jam. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, all right, so you know, we act a fool up on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna repost it onto my page. That's a whole bop. It's gonna be in my head for the whole night. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
we gotta make the remix. You know
we
what I'm
gotta
saying?
make the remix. Now, I'm
It's
about
on
to
the
take
record.
that. I'm about to call Bort. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, I need to find this beat. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to
Gotta
put some
drop
lyrics
it.
to it.
Gotta
You know what I'm
drop
saying?
it, bro.
He can make the beat for you.
Jess already know. She like, yeah. She know, like, yes, my husband's crazy enough to do it. He will actually do it. He's crazy.
Let's get it done.
Give me a beat machine.
I married him. I know he's crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. She apologizes for me all the time. All right, y'all. This is Drop Your 3 Cents. Shout out to the Facebookers, YouTubers. Kick. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe. We will be back. Oh no, I forgot about to talk about the Tupac trial. We're gonna talk about that next week. It's been getting interesting. We will be back. We'll see you. Peace.